I'm Josie Garthwaite with Earth to Tech, and on Green Overdrive today, we're going to take a look at some of the cars at the Western Automotive Journalist's Future Cars, Future Transportation event. Some of them are quirky, solar panels on top, three-wheeled cars. We're going to find out what they all have going on. We're talking with Rich Hillman. He built this car that he calls Blackbird. It's a plug-in hybrid. Will you give us a look around?
Sure, let's go take a look. Back here is a C30 turbine. This is made by Capstone. This was designed originally to be used in hybrid electric buses. It's hooked up to a 10-gallon diesel tank. It generates electricity, then in turn gets put into a battery pack that's in the nose of the car and underneath the seat, 24 kilowatt pack. That pack is good to drive it as a pure electric vehicle for about 60 miles. If you use a combination of the turbine and the gas and the electric, you get about a 450-mile range out of the same car.
And how fast does this go?
It's a single-gear car. It only has one. The motor only drives through a single 20-to-1 or 10-to-1 drive ratio, so it's about 104 mile an hour top end. Between the two boxes is 56 Kokum cells. So these are Kokum 3.6 volt lithium polymer batteries, about 70 amp hour capacity. So there's a total of 96 of those batteries in the car with the 4 boxes.
So Rich, how much did this whole project cost you?
Well, more than I want to tell you, but the individual components, the drive system's about $30,000, the turbine's about $30,000, the chassis is about $20,000, the batteries are about $35,000, and then about 4,000 hours of labor of various types.
So the battery pack was the most expensive part?
Yeah, although it's probably labor is the most expensive part, but yeah, I would say as a component cost of the major pieces, batteries are still the most expensive today.
And if you were to do this again, what would you do differently?
I would put seats in I could get in and out of easier.
What did you do to this car?
Well, it actually started out as a diesel engine vehicle. And the first project that we did was we converted the car to run on a flex fuel system. So it runs, as it's set up now, either on straight vegetable oil, waste vegetable oil, 100% biodiesel, or petrodiesel. So it's a very flexible fuel system. As you can see, it's got a great paint job on it. The paint is all done with water-based paint, no VOCs, so it is very, very environmentally friendly. And at every turn, when we went through and decided that there was something that needed to be done to the car, we chose the most environmental option. So in addition to the paint, the tires on the car are actually made out of recycled rubber. The interior of the car is carpeted with hemp and sisal. All of the trim inside the car is done with renewable bamboo. Even the stereo speakers in the car are manufactured from hemp. And then just to throw it over the top, because we could show off the technology, we added a solar panel to it, which can be used at a tailgate or if you're camping with the car. It powers a battery pack that sits in the back of the car with a charge controller. So you have extra electricity if you ever want to do a blender or run some camp lights or something like that.
Well, what we've done is we've taken a 2001 Honda that had a gasoline motor in it, and we've completely transformed it into an all-electric car. It's not a hybrid. Runs completely on batteries. It goes about 100 miles on a charge and doesn't use any hydrocarbon fuels at all. The battery size is what they call a 90 amp hour battery, and we have 96 of those in the car. Some of them are under the back seat, some of them are here in the front under the orange safety shield, and then we got a few more in the trunk. Where this gasoline motor used to be, we put some batteries here. We've got a motor controller. You can't see it, but underneath the motor controller is an actual 47 kilowatt motor. This is a charger here, a 5,000 watt charger, and then we have a DC to DC converter. The battery pack itself runs around 310 volts, and the DC to DC converter turns that into the 12 volts that we need to run the headlights and the radio and the other accessories. Actually, this is a standard 240 volt outlet that you can buy at the hardware store. So you just plug in a regular extension cord and you're good to go. The newer cars are using a SAE standard called J1772. There's no place around that you can actually plug in yet that has that connector, but this one you can just plug it in any outlet. It's a 220 outlet, standard extension cord.